let's talk about configuring PricesTracker. Specifically, we're looking at the different options available on the configuration page. This is the default amount of time before we update a product. Putting 5 here means that if we've already updated the product in the last 5 days, we shouldn't update it again. We can apply this globally, but also to one specific product. If we want to apply the global setting and overwrite the old settings, we can tick this button. This is the amount of products that appear on a page on the Matching Products tab. Lower this value to increase load times. Same for competitor prices. This, when ticked, only updates the products that we've matched to the products. When unticked, it will check all of the products of your competitors, even those that are unrelated to your products. This is the sort by newest product instead of most relevant. This is used to check if there are new products that are similar to your products. Tax exclusion does what you think it does. It displays the prices of your products before taxes. Wholesale price is for advanced usage. See with IdeaText developers for more information. Showing only enabled products only shows products that you are currently selling and hides the products that you are no longer selling. When exporting the products to a data file, you can choose to add the IDs for the favorites lists that the product is in and the IDs for the price rules it follows. Programmed threshold is for selling in packs. For example, if you are selling individual cans of pop, but your competitor is selling them in 6 packs, you need to divide their price by 6 or multiply yours by 6. It helps create associations between your product and their product. If you mess up and errors appear, you can click this down here to delete all of the thresholds. These next few options allow you to modify how the matching is done. Specifically, they prevent the automatic matching from using certain bits of information to match your products with your competitors' products. For example, if the product reference is short, then this may create false positives with matching products. This is the pre-search. For example, if I click product reference, then when I go to the product matching, this search bar here will have already searched for the reference in the list of the competitor's products. We can see here that the reference search did not turn up any results. We can also do the same thing for the product name. Multi-SQL allows us to write multiple SQL queries and send them all at once to the server. This lowers the amount of time it takes to execute the queries. However, not all websites allow this for security reasons. Here we have configurations for online marketplaces like Amazon and eBay. If you have the Mega version, you can add them in the competitors menu. Amazon recently has really clamped down on what you can do with their APIs. And that's not even talking about getting a token in the first place. But if you do have an Amazon token, you can enter the values here. The others are relatively easier to get tokens for, like CD discounts, eBay, and Price Minister. Once you have entered the parameters for the tokens, you can validate it and add the marketplace on the competitors page. This section is not recommended if you're not a developer. It would be advisable to stick to scheduling tasks within PricesTracker or on the Windows Task Planner. Crons are ways to automatically schedule the different tasks. There are 3 types. The ones you run on the IdeaTech servers, the ones you program to run yourself, and the one that PricesTracker runs. There are commands to personally run the crons. To locally run the cron, you can check the manual. Notably, you will need to disable the graphical interface, and you will need a dedicated workspace to run this. You will also need a jar file found on the IdeaTech website, by default found here, but modifiable to be in another place. You will then need to install Java on your server to run the jar file. Follow the instructions in the manual for more detailed information. These are URL links, not commands, to run these tasks. These tasks are specifically to update the product's price. While it is true that those are also updated at the end of a crawl, sometimes you may want to update the prices without waiting for the crawl to finish. For example, you may have recently changed your price rules, and so need to reapply your rules to the different products. If you want to do a cron by proximity, you can copy the execute link and put it as a cron. We've already talked about this button, but this one, however, is to reset the saved data on the dashboard. To load the page faster, the dashboard will oftentimes have previous data stored to avoid having to make many requests each time you load the page. But this comes at the cost of being less up to date with the most recent data. This button resets the saved data and brings the dashboard up to date at the cost of taking more time the first time you go back to the dashboard. Finally, this is if you want to develop your back office with Grimport. As a reminder, Grimport is a programming language. It's an IDE where you can write code using a simplified graphical interface. And it's a crawler that will go parse websites for information. To interface your website with Grimport installed locally on your computer, we need to link the website to Grimport. To do so, we have to download the file here, and once you've interfaced with Grimport, you will be able to get all of the code that deals with the competitors and be able to modify it. Grimport helps you code with code suggestions, color syntax, web mining focused tools, and gives you access to a more in-depth testing area.